Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the Acura Integra. This is one of the best luxury commuter cars on the market. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jody Wilkinson Acura here in Salt Lake. Link to their inventory in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT. You can also get this with a manual. Fuel economy is 29 around town and 36 on the highway, with power outputs being 200 horsepower and then 192 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see really sharp lines. I think the design looks pretty cool overall. And then look at the turn signal indicators with the whole headlight design. Of course, you got Integra stamped into the front bumper, and everything's all blacked out on this car, and so it has that kind of like Batmobile appearance. Now on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235 by 40 by 18 in the front, and over in the rear, you can see here with the wheels metallic gray, so it creates a little bit of contrast with this car. You got the A-Spec badge there on the side, and then you'll notice all the rest of the elements are blacked out, so you got like the black and the gray happening with this one. Now this leads us to the key fob. We've got our lock and unlock function. We've got the opening for the hatch. You've got the remote start function too. Acura logo there on the back. And when I say opening for the hatch, this basically just unlatches it because the hatch itself is manual. It's got hydraulics to help out. I locked it by accident. But anyways, yeah, this is a hatchback, so you've got quite a bit of storage space here in the rear. You can see the floor goes down relatively deep. You've got a little shade built in here as well. And you've got these nice grab handles, so you can just plop that down. Look at the spoiler here in the back, pretty cool. And I like the taillight design as well. It's pretty cool looking. And then you guys can see with the exhaust tips here at the very bottom, and well, that's the rest of the rear. And this of course leads us inside. So we do have nice kind of like texturing up here. It's not soft touch, but it looks more premium. And then you can see here with the soft touch down below. And then here are the seats. I think they're pretty nice looking. Quickly squeeze in here. Now the front seat is pushed back quite far, but again, this is a smaller size car, so it's not going to be super spacious. This is a little bit more accurate in terms of the legroom. Then we've got some USB ports here in the back. And then it does slope down a bit here, but headroom overall is pretty good. And this leads us up front. So you can see here with the soft touch trim and down below. Automatic for the front two windows. You've got all of your mirror adjustments, memory seat function, and blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Then here's the front seat. Cool with the suede trim down the center. Seat is power adjustable. Then you also got nice soft touch trim here on the dash. Cool vent design too. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see nice soft touch trim all around. You've got paddle shifters there on the back. Got little A-Spec badge there on the bottom. Adaptive cruise control with your lane centering. You see volume and voice command controls as well. And then you got traditional stocks here on the back. And then we've got this gauge cluster. You can see digital, so you can scroll through, see different bits of information on systems in the car. And it also gives you kind of like a little graphic there for the different drive modes, and also goes red in sport. Just a backup camera in reverse. Trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's got some physical controls there on the side. Sorry, the wrapping kind of makes there be a pretty large amount of glare. But yeah, it's quick to respond. It's easy to use. You also have a heads-up display, and like I said, soft touch all over the dash. See the vents down below, pretty cool looking. We've got our dual zone climate controls, heated seats. Come with this as well. Nice finish on the controls. And then move this out of the way so you can see our charging area here. And then shifter for the CVT. The drive mode select, you also have an individual mode. Then your auto stop start, parking brake, brake hold. Some cup holders here. And this is nice, the trim center console area. And then just regular rear view mirror. And then we do have a sunroof up top too. So here's a quick look at the window sticker. You can see 2025 Integra. Total MSRP $39,195. And that being said, let's see how it performs. Well, let's quickly talk about visibility. Pretty good hood, heads-up display, both the mirrors, dual blind spot monitoring. Rest 3 year, and the hatchback design doesn't get too much. So, Integra. This is now a really interesting car, considering the fact that Honda now has the new hybrid Civic. I'm sure we'll get a hybrid Integra in the future, right? So yeah, it's just an interesting setup now, because this used to be the only way to get a powerful automatic Civic base. I mean, this isn't it's in its own unique vehicle, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. Is if you wanted this new Civic platform / Integra platform, and you wanted a lot of power and an automatic, you had to go to Acura. But now Honda has that hybrid, and so it's like, so you can get an automatic and you can get more power, and you can get it from the Honda brand. So it's kind of just, I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting, if you ask me. But the Integra still has its own thing. Again, much nicer interior than the Civic. The Civic's nice, but just the seats, the touch points and everything, and there's some nice touch points in the Civic, but this just is a little bit more premium. But the drives are very similar, of course. Similar, but not the same. The thing to note is that this is just a bit more luxe, is what I've personally noticed. And what I mean by that is there's a little bit less road noise and everything, like the sound deadening is just a bit better. And then on top of that, it is a little bit more comfortable with the suspension compared to the Civic. And you notice the same thing with the Civic Type R and the Integra Type S, where the Type S is just a little bit more comfortable on road, a little bit better driving manners on road. I'm glad they finally added an arrow to that. Pretty good power. Again, this is not supposed to be some crazy high performance car. It handles well and everything, but you know, if you want high performance, you go for the Type S. But yeah, this drives well. It's comfortable. And that's why I would call it like a luxury commuter, because you know, you've got luxury cars that will have crazy power and get horrible fuel economy, but this gets good fuel economy, and it's very daily drivable. But it's also more luxurious than a lot of other, you know, commuter type cars. Like you think, like, again, Civic, Corolla, all of that, and those aren't bad by any means. They're nice cars, but this just takes things up a notch with the material use and how it drives and everything. So it's nice packaging. It is nice packaging. So that's kind of the way that I personally view the Integra. It's like, okay, you want more of a luxury experience, nicer sound system too. That's another thing to note about these. It's the ELS sound system. But you want a more luxurious experience, but you don't really care about the luxury car performance, and you don't want luxury car unreliability. This, you know, has Honda reliability behind it. So it gives you a lot. You get, just quickly go through it. A more affordable luxury car, right? Sub $40,000, still gets good fuel economy, has a nice interior, drives well. You get all of that, and so yeah, I think it's a nice setup. So let me know what you guys think about the Acura Integra, especially considering that we've got that new hybrid Civic. I'm sure we'll get the hybrid here on the Acura brand soon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole setup, the whole thing that's going on with this.